Well, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, I'm live. You are live, and that light and everything is looking funny. Yeah. Has a cat. Let go. All right. Hi. Y'all see in the closet. But what it do? So I got a guest coming on. We're on actually Facebook and YouTube right now. Let me see. I should have did it. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear my guess. However, you will get to hear what I got to say if I say anything. Y'all had a root canal there yesterday, and man, in my sleep it broke, and it just it is what it is. But I am feeling a whole lot better, man. I'm just trying to stay that way. Hi, I hope you having a great day. We on YouTube also. If you want to hop on over there, we over there. Whatever, however you feel comfortable. Um, Dog, I was looking for another device. I got one, but I don't know if it's plugged up. Y'all, I am tripping. I got one. I got another device right here, but I need a webcam. I had to get a webcam so we can be streaming three. I got another monitor that I can integrate also. We're about to if you're not following In the Dash Man, follow In the Dash Man, because we are going to be doing some awesome things over there. Hold on one sec. How you? Oh, there we go. All right, we adding our guest. He about to come on here with this doggone internet. This supreme internet put me to shame.
For sure.
Well, hello there. How are you?
Excellent.
I'm talking about okay. I see you now. You done came with your little thing now.
Oh yeah, that's the public announcement with R. Kelly. Back.
Sure was. And then look,
DJ.
man.
DJ.
And you know that step, they had them combat boots, and their favorite step was that 1, 2, 1, 2. But y'all know, for Nostalgic Friday, that's part of why I do Nostalgic Friday. It just tell my nod to the music we listen to, and even the style, like and the dance.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it keep me in step and keep me in beat. So that's what I'm roll with this right here. So
how is it? How is that device?
Thanks for having me on once again. It's been a long time, my friend.
Thank you for joining me, man. I wish you could hop over here like on YouTube, because we are on YouTube also, but so they'll hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. And once I get that webcam, then we can go over to like, man, we're gonna be all right.
That's what's up.
So me and Victor was talking earlier. Like, we always have a good talking, and we was talking about our 24 hours. Like, I'm gonna hand the floor over to Victor so he can start this conversation off.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna hand it over to me? That's called passing the buck right there.
Yeah, I'm passing the buck, man. I'm passing it, man.
Okay, so this conversation is for educational purposes only. You know what I mean?
State that.
So I'm only licensed in the life that I live. So I'm not licensed to be anybody's therapist or anything like that. But I am licensed to be to be, I guess, a therapy to myself. And so if you catch something, make sure you pick it up what I'm putting down, and we're gonna roll with it. This call is what you got it titled?
What are you doing? What are you doing with your 24?
Absolutely. 24 hours of the day. Everybody's got the same 24 hours. Like, life is fleeting. I think we use the term life is too short, or life is short. We have like worn a hole in that term, so it doesn't really hold a lot of weight anymore. It just sounds kind of cool, or it makes you. It's kind of thought provoking, but not as much as it may need to be. This life as we know it is passing by really, really fast. And a lot of people are existing in the moment, but not really living in the moment, not really growing in the moment. And what made this thing stick out, and as I and Tashara were talking earlier, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. It was just, I just saw an article, I believe on Instagram, or I can't remember who published it or whatever, but he sold like some of his, like 3 or 4 of his championship rings. He sold like 3 or 4 of his MVP trophies. So don't quote me on this, but I want to say that he sold all of this stuff for a total of about $2.8 million. And so that was really big for me. He donated the money to some type of something to help children. It may have been like a nonprofit, but he donated a lot of that $2.8 million. And I don't know if he donated it all, or he donated a large portion of it, or whatever. But the deal is that the thing that stood out to me was the fact that he was actually willing to part ways with his materialistic accomplishments, the things that represented his accomplishments, his rings, his trophies, because those are tangible items. And the fact that he was selfless enough to say that I can't take any of this with me, and my accomplishments speak for themselves. The record is going to show his accomplishments regardless. So the materialistic items are just something to look at, to reference. But he's like, well, hey, I got this stuff sitting here. It's valuable, and I can look at it and it looks good, but I can do more with less. I can turn this into cash and be able to help somebody else. That's bigger to me. That's greater to me to help these, because it's for children, whatever organization or whatever his proceeds went to were for children. And I just thought that was like, it was just like a big thing to me. I don't know, because I know a lot of people have difficulties parting with items. They have difficulties parting with special heirlooms and things that they have that you have that you have gathered over time. And so that really stood out to me today. So then I'm on my way home earlier today, and I see this older gentleman in this neighborhood. I'm coming down this like rural neighborhood road, and I see this older guy. He had to be like mid-70s, maybe 80s. And, he's got like his Kangol on. He's got a nice press shirt. He's got some press slacks. He's got some nice shoes on. And the guy is sharp, but he's an older guy. He's in the older portion of his life. And it just made me think about how we squandered, not everybody, but how some people. Can you hear me good, Sure?
I can hear you. It's you want to know what that was? Did you hear that ding ding? Oh, okay. It's a bedtime reminder for 7:15. That's a lot.
Okay. All right. So, it just kind of hit it home for me how whoever's on this call, whoever watches this video, whoever sees it maybe 20 years from now, whenever it, however long it exists out there, like, we get so caught up in the now and where we at now and the stressors that we deal with and the different things and our accolades, but like, we are going to be old people one day. You know what I mean? Like, the gray and stuff starts to show up after a while when guys get in the 40s and 30s, mid 30s and 40s. Like, you can't do stuff like you used to do it no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it happens. So I'm just really saying everything that I said is just basically to tell men and women and everybody that is tuned in to just really take heed to, man, take a little more value in your health. Like, take a little more value in your mental health and like, really live life, because we're going to be the old people really shortly. It's not as long as we think. You know what I mean? Like, right now, you wake up and you look at, hey, I'm 30, or I'm 40, or I'm 50. Like, it happens so fast. But then, Lord willing that you live on, you might be 70 or 80 and you don't want to live life with regret. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of things that we can't change and go back and fix. But while we still are in the now, let's really, really flourish and grow in the now. Let's be better versions of ourselves. Like, there's really not any time for negative energy and being in negative spaces. We need to be around uplifting people, having uplifting conversations, high level, high vibrational conversations. And I'm gonna let you interject right now.
Man, yeah, you want me to take the floor? I'm just listening. I'm listening. Like, I'm here to learn. And I mean, I really ain't got nothing to say. I don't think.
You got plenty to say.
I got plenty. We talk. I mean, I thought I did. Like, man.
I mean, you think about. Let me kind of like provoke some thought-provoking conversation really quick. Like, think about your life right now. Like, right now. Like, right at this very moment, at this very second. Like, you're here. Like, you here. Like, you're in the game. You're in the game. You're either in the game or out of the game. When you're in the game, you stand another day to play. You got another day to play. But when you're out of the game, you can't play. But, like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about now?
Right now?
I mean, I'm not talking about, like, how you feel. Well, go ahead. Let it all out. Because, I mean, I'm just saying, I wasn't talking about, like, if there's, uneasiness or, or you like some type of physical hurt. I'm speaking of just having a heartbeat, having eyesight, having lights, having water. Like, you obviously got the internet over there.
I feel
So, like, I'm talking about, like, just being in the moment and enjoying, not even the materialistic things. I'm talking about just you being you right now.
Let me tell you, this what I for real, what comes to mind is like that old song, that old church song. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it feels like they say,
probably so.
I know, right? Look, I believe you are. When it say, I feel like going on. Do you know that one when the old folks say, I just feel like going on? You know that one?
Yeah.
That's how, I mean, that's just how I feel.
If you sung a couple bars, I probably.
That's all I remember. It's like I can't even say. You know how they had that rock. I mean, I just feel like going on. Yeah. Like that's where I'm at in the now right now. Like, I feel inspired. I feel like I just feel I feel inspired, and I really feel that I'm just in purpose. Like, that's all I really, that's how I feel. Like, and I feel that, and it don't always feel good, but it be that I feel that I'm finally in purpose. Like it took all what I went through, but to finally be where I'm at today. And I feel good to be here. Like, man, I feel good to really, really be here.
Right.
I feel great.
Awesome.
I feel great. Yeah. That's all I think I got. I mean, you got to ask me some questions. Ask me some questions, please. Interview me.
Well,
like you know what we've been talking a few. Like hey, you can ask me.
So it's all good, even though it may not feel good. Like it's all good. Like it takes resistance. Like resistance, opposing forces. Like. And I reference, that the old saying, if every day was a sunny day, then what's a sunny day? If all we had to do is enjoy everything perfect, then what would that make us? Like, what kind of life would be if everything was just perfect? Like, so life is definitely full of challenges. I mean, and as I've said, no matter where we at in life, you're either coming out of a storm or going into another one. Like that is the name of the game. Like you learn that over and over. And no matter what you learn, walking seems hard for a baby, you know what I mean? But when they get it. And then their next obstacle is something else. And then as we grow and we learn, the obstacles get greater, and it doesn't change. That we can't escape that, So just having the opportunity, man, just new grace, new mercy, the new opportunity of being able to say that I may have had a bad day yesterday, but today I have the opportunity to make. I may not be able to fix it all the way, but I have the opportunity to, within myself, to find understanding. And if I need to forgive myself, I get the opportunity to forgive myself or forgive somebody else and move forward in my life. Like that's big. That's big to me. You know what I mean?
That is like you said something then, because that's actually one of my favorite quotes that my pastor said. When he said it, I was like, wow, you either coming out of the storm, going into the storm, or what's the third one? Coming out, going in.
Well,
about
just
to
don't stay in.
I know, right? Just don't stay, man. Just don't.
When you go in the storm, just don't stay in it. If you keep going, you're gonna eventually come out. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm talking about you gonna eventually come out for real. Like, that we need that resistance in our life for real. To like, things are not forged in sunny days all the time. We need those things are forged like one of my favorite shows, Xena. I'm forged in the heat of battle, baby. And it's ugly, but it's beautiful, because and when you think about the 24 hours, like, that quote, it makes me.
No, go ahead. I thought you go ahead.
Oh, it just makes me like life. Like even the other day when I said I play with a lot of my time. I play with a lot of my time. I'm just being honest. However, I understand the value of time. I love time. I mean, a couple of quotes. He was like, this guy, he was saying, he said, this guy came to him and he said he don't mind about current events. He was like, what do you think about this situation about this guy snitching? He was like, man, I really don't really, have anything to say. Really don't really care about it. But one thing about it that's going to reveal all, I don't know if he told all, but there is one thing that reveals all, and that is time. When I heard that, I was like,
yeah.
And another thing that stuck out to me is like, when you're in your season, there's no way that you can get out of a season. You have to walk that thing out. Lady, I think her name's Stacy from the Potter House, LA Potter's House, if it's still called that. Stephanie, actually her name is Stephanie. She stated, she was like, when God has you in a season, you can't pray your way out of, you can't fast your way out of, you got to walk your way out of it. I mean, you got to really just walk that thing out to be, it may not feel good, but it's good for me. It's good for me. Like, I appreciate the life lessons of life, man. And I really, 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 really do. Like, man, it's just beautiful. It man, it brings tears, but it's beautiful because like a flower or nature, like without the rain, it ain't gonna grow. Without the nourishment,
Right.
and the nourishment can be that trial that you're going through, man. All right. Yeah. When you come out,
that's
you
what
be
the nourishment. That is the nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Stress is necessary.
Okay, man. It make you feel like for me it feels like it's a like, you know, just like when you exercise, strengthen that muscle. That's what these trials do. They strengthen the muscles inside of you. Like, okay, you know, troubles don't last always. Used to hear it. Now I really understand it. I ain't gonna it ain't gonna be like this forever.
Right. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It's you can be, and I mean, trouble lasts as long as you allow it to last. As long as you feed energy to trouble, you energizing the trouble. You know what I mean? When you deprive trouble of energy, then the trouble can no longer exist because it doesn't have any energy to feed off of. So we are where we are, and we're facing what we're facing because of how we think. You can literally think yourself out of anything.
Okay.
And it's difficult. It's difficult. I get it. But like, there comes to a point in life where we handle problems that we deal with out of anger and frustration. We handle them out of alienating the situation, meaning that we don't want to face it at all. So we go run and go the other direction, or we deflect. But the realism is that when to me, again, this is just transparency from me, and it just seems that when you really equate that, and I've said this so many times on other calls that we've had, that we don't have time. We don't have time. We don't harness time. Time has us.
Mm-hmm. Now, like that, break that down. I got some. May I say this right quick? But I want you to break down what you said the other day. You know, it was an interview. Prince said he stopped celebrating birthday. He was like, I only have one birthday because you're only born one time. And he said, I don't celebrate birthdays. He's like, that's how I stay, you know, looking as good. And that man was looking pretty good, man, in his age, like for real. Like, I used to have a crush on Prince. Look, I might have to.
He also had a song, a line in one of his songs that I'll never forget. I can't think of the name of the song right now, but he said, I realized that in its best disguise, a pretty house don't necessarily make a pretty home.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing it. The line went a little different, but
I know what you're talking about.
That even in its best disguise, a pretty house doesn't always make a pretty home.
Okay.
But that's another situation. But anyway,
we talked about time.
Traveling through when you and again, this is me, and I'm saying, when you really think about the fact that you don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have it. Time has us. So when something has you, like, there's a sense of urgency that you need to take, because again, I used to wonder. I never thought about it when I was younger, but when I got older, I started watching, and I realized that I was older. Like, I realized that, you know, I got nieces and nephews, and I got children, and I would see these older people. There you go. And they would be sitting around, and you watch older people, they just sit and look. And you wondering, like, what are they? They don't really say much. But when we were younger, in our generation, when we were younger, those older people would say something. Times were different. This is before we got so disenfranchised and discombobulated with so many distractions and all of this different stuff going on. But back when I was younger, I remember the older people would say something to you. That was when they could still kind of communicate with us. But then as times went on, that older type of person they still exist, but they exist in this paradigm. So now they just sit and look at people, at their families and stuff, and it's kind of like I was just sitting there and I was wondering, I'm wondering, is this older man or this older woman, are they sitting and thinking about things that they wish they could have done different when they were younger? They looking at us younger and they saying, like, when I was at that age, I wish I had have done something. I wish that I could still do those things, but now I'm in the latter years of my life and I'm unable to do those things. Like, that just crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't really say much now because it's like kind of hard for that older generation to connect with our generation because it's not the same feel. We like in a different paradigm, if you will. Like, it's not the same feel because people are so self-serving and like they so into each other, into themselves, that like it's very hard for that older person to step in and give you any knowledge because everybody feels like we know everything already.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't know it, I can look it up on my phone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just saying that I really appreciate being able to observe that and really just dig deep and say that, hey, that's going to likely be me one day.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't fix things that I did wrong in the past, but I can make the best decisions and ask God to order my steps this day going forward and keep continuing to do it. And I'm very well doing that now. I am making, because you can't, I mean, healthy wise, mental health, physical health, emotional health, you name it, all of the above, like
financial health,
financial wellness, all of these things play a part in the culmination of your what it's going to be the sum total of who you become when you're older. So just encouraging people, man, to enjoy life, but it's not all about having fun. It's also about really, really embracing the moment and developing yourself as an individual, man. Be good. What you put out is what you get back. Like, it is what it is. Like, you got people right now that's paying for stuff and don't even know what they're paying for, like, because you done so much stuff. So I'm saying you have to clear your energy up, get around positive people, have positive conversations, be around people that's going in the direction that you want to go, and just really embrace. If you got children, man, just really, really embrace the fact that don't be that older person that wishing that you could have spent a certain kind of time or did a certain type of thing with your children. Like, even if they're grown right now, still let them know that, hey, I didn't do that, but this is what I want to do. Have that conversation while you still have some vibrancy about yourself.
That's good. I had that conversation with Trey. I was like, I apologize for not doing this because I was focused on working sun up to sundown, running that rat race. But, I was like, but from now on, like, about being present. Like, I really enjoy, I enjoy my time with my son. We have fun. Like, man, we jump out of a plane together. That's my road dog. I call him. I was like, I asked him, I need to go somewhere. He was like, we can go today. I was like, slow your roll. I got something to take care of. He ready to go. Man, like, for
That's
real.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's like, man, man, it's just, and it's like, what I really, really want him to understand and get, especially, is about health, like, about the well-being, like, body-wise, like, for real. So he teach it to his kids. And man, I hate that breakdown that I hate that. You know what I hate? I hate that I was allowed not to, like I had to say so in not going and getting out there in the garden. I wish my grandmother would have said, get your butt out here in this garden. And, so I could, like, I should have been knew about this. Now I'm learning about this. Now I understand why we need this.
Yeah.
Like, man, these opportunities that was there in my face. And my other grandma was like good with preserves. I'm not. That was the preserve closet. We knew that closet right there was the preserve closet. You know what I'm saying? Just
absolutely,
it was right there in my face. But I was, I was a child and I was allowed to but I wish I would have, but at that time, that's that. What exactly that? I'm older saying I wish I would have.
There you go.
That's that example.
I was hoping you was gonna get that.
I got it.
Go ahead. But I mean, the correlation, I should say, to what I was saying, not contradiction.
Yeah, even at like 43, like man, I wish I would have, and like with man, like I gave Trey an example one time or a couple of times. I said, I hate that I was allowed to not do this, or I went over my dad's house because even though I wasn't no wild child, I hate that some of the things that I was allowed to do and now that I'm older, like I'm willing to sit on my hands if I gotta learn, to sit in this position. Like, if that makes sense. I don't even think that's the way I described it to him, but my point being was I'm willing to learn. If I gotta even sit here and be uncomfortable in this, like in this season, I will learn. Cause man, it's different. It's different when you're older. And like you said, those trials get harder.
It does. You know the term they say you don't ever get a second chance to make a first impression, and that can be about something else. But I'm tying it into this. But like even me talking about correlation to what we're talking about, I'm basing it off of personal experience. Like generally speaking, people's teenage years, they figuring out things, they figuring out just the basic skills of life, just the basic stuff. You have really no idea. You really haven't just really been tested. You get over in your 20s, you thinking, okay, I'm grown. I'm gonna go out here and mess up. I'm gonna make all the mistakes. I'm gonna test all of the principles that my parents have laid out for me. I'm gonna test to see if it's really anything to what they were talking about. And you living it up. And your 30s to me are really like one of the most significant times in people's lives, I think. I personally cooked through my 30s. 30s was a blur for me, but that is really a significant time frame. When you're in your 30s, that's when you kind of really understand that you are an actual adult. That's when most people are kind of starting families if they don't already have them. That's kind of like when you kind of deciding your careers and things of that nature and kind of moving forward in that life. And it's unfortunate a lot of people miss that mark. And I was one of them. I cooked through my 30s.
Tell the
truth. I sauteed them. Like, I mean, my 30s were like on the skillet and I got a phone call and I walked away and I forgot, you leave someone up and like, oh man, and like that's and it's too late to go to the grocery store to get more of whatever you burned up. Like, that's how it was for me.
Tell the truth, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So
then you get over in your 40s and then, for men and women alike, our bodies change. Everything changes and you start to really look at like, oh man, I'm getting close to 50. Like, I'm getting close to 50 years old. Like, you start seeing gray hairs and stuff and you start waking up and you don't know why you got the pain. It's just like, I went to sleep, I was fine, and I woke up and everything. Everything my neck, my knees popping, ankles pop, everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my eyesight, I can't hardly see. You're like, man, what happened? But our bodies, like you said earlier, like our bodies are our only vehicle. This is what we're going to be driving. This is what you're going to drive into however long your time span, however much sand is in your hourglass on the top side. This is the vehicle that you're going to drive into the future. And so the more you care for it right now, the more you maintain it right now, the more I guess up to par you'll be going into the future. So you know, we don't talk a lot. I mean, you see different people, but we don't really have those real discussions like that really hit it home about health. I mean, it's out there, but it's just few and far in between. You know what I mean? So, understanding that you are a person, and now we live in a social media age where there's content. There's content. Like now, your great grandchild, 50 years from now, somebody can go back and say, I want to look at my my great grandmother. You know, either it's gonna be
I'm waving to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're waving, and there you go. You're either they're gonna look at this content and they're gonna either be impressed or depressed by what they see. You know what I mean? Like,
man,
either you were the person that actually was leading, being yourself. You can be yourself and be a positive force or putting out positive things or whatever the case may be. You can be a comedian or whatever the case, or you can be a person that all we found was, you know, great grandma, granddad was flashing money and posing with pistols, or grandmother had a butt turn to the camera. You know what I'm saying? Twerking it out. You know, it is what it is. But like, everybody live their life. You know, I know that we say YOLO, whatever, but you know, I actually do care about the legacy that I leave for my offspring and their offspring and their offspring. I care about that.
Oh.
So, if that causes me to deprive myself from certain things to say that I'm expressing myself to lead a good example for my future, then I'm willing to do that. Because I've had fun, I've had a good time, and I want to continue to thrive and own in my life, but I do care about leaving an example because some people won't even have anything to reference. They won't have positivity to reference in their own bloodline or their own namesake. So live life, live vibrant, love yourself, deal with yourself, but also put some respect on your name. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on your name. You know what I mean?
Man, like, but
what's that? Put some respect.
Okay.
On your name.
We about to end it, but I want you to tell us what do you do with your 24? Like if somebody was to come and ask you, like, to help, like, what do I do with my 24? Like, I don't know. Like, tell me your advice that you would give them.
I'm a locomotive. I realize that I have less time in front of me than I have behind me. I just said it, and I'll kind of expound on that really quick. I start my day off with prayer. I start my day up with looking up, and then I can see up, I know I can get up. And when I really appreciate vision, I appreciate sight, I appreciate smell, I appreciate touch, I appreciate being in my sound mind. I start my day with prayer. I start my day with positive affirmations. I'm listening to positive stuff. I'm listening. If it's a podcast, it's something positive. It's something about something that I can utilize to help people. Like, to me giving my daughters more love than they can possibly contain is big for me. Giving my loved ones more love than they can possibly contain, that's what enthuses me. That's what enthuses me, because materialistics, they're going to be, that's nothing. Like, I don't care about, I mean, money, you have to have it to go. It's a tool. And that's what I realize. Money is a tool, but it's not a God to me. And when you realize that people are the biggest commodity, People are the biggest commodity in whatever you're doing. If you got a podcast, you need people. If you got a business, you need people. If you sell hair, you need people. People are the biggest commodity, but we get so consumed with ourselves that we kind of dumb down and we kind of dilute the idea that people world go round. I still believe in love. I still believe that we are one. I still believe that there is hope for a future. I still believe that you can make mistakes and you can regroup. I still believe that you can be the black sheep of your family and you can turn things around for a lot of people. I still believe that no doesn't mean no forever. It may mean no for right now. Like, opportunity is knocking all the time. There's no excuse for anybody to stay in a condition. Like, you have to get out of your own way. Life is too short to keep complaining. Do I want to look back on my life as an old person and say all I did was complain and procrastinate? Man, try it. If somebody talking about you, they can't tell it but once. They can't tell it but once. After that, it don't mean nothing, because every dog has its day. People gonna be looking for the next thing, because we live while everybody's wondering and scrounging for gossip. I'm trying to figure out how I can deliver to people more. So my 24 hours is spent trying to be a better version of myself. I'm trying to be a better version than I was yesterday. And I sincerely mean that. Like, we only get one shot at this. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, some people say you might come back as a grasshopper or a dandelion or a piece of ham. I don't know. Like, you might come back as a ham sandwich. No! Like, I don't know.
No. Man, you sure might. I mean, I'm just being funny, but just think about it. If you do come back as a pig, that means you may get turned into a ham sandwich and somebody gonna eat you. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Man, we need to leave the animals alone. Y'all.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Yeah. But yeah, that's my spiel on this. And
I like what you do, like, and this is something that you always tell me. And sometimes he send me stuff to watch, very motivational videos. I know there's one, the first one I think Victor ever sent. It was like the one where it was like different affirmations. You remember that? You still use that one? It was like
battle ready prayer.
I think it was 17 minutes or something.
Huh?
Battle ready prayer. Woo!
The battle ready prayer. Yeah.
Woo,
15 minutes long. And I challenge anybody. I can't think of the pastor that created, but it's about 16 minutes long. And if you could condition yourself to hear it every single day, every day on the weekend, if you just take 16 minutes, you don't have to stop what you're doing. You can continue to have a headset, one of these R. Kelly specials. Here, you get a public announcement special. Let me
that is it, yeah, the public announcement.
I might get shot, man. Public announcement.
You gonna make me jump up and do the little 1-2 step.
Yeah.
Jodeci used to do it.
People, there are things and there are sources that are out there to break people out of bondage. There are things that are out there. There are things that are right at our fingertips, but you have to tap in. And, you know, our attention spans are so short right now that we would rather continue to find people to talk to about our problems. So a lot of people spend their 24 hours complaining about the lack of. But meanwhile, somebody else is taking that same 24 hours. Nobody's getting no more than the other person. So 24, whether you're a black man, a white man, a brown man, a Spanish man, or whatever your ethnicity or your origin or your creed or your orientation, it doesn't matter. We still have the same time frame. Everybody's watch has 12, 1 through 12 on it. I haven't seen a different kind of watch. I'll put it like that.
Just more expensive kind of watches.
Yeah, well, let somebody, expensive watches they may be on they may have some other time, but anyway, like, we got the same time. So it's all about what you're doing with your time. That is the most significant and profound thing. You can dwell in the dark, or you can thrive in the light. Like, it's your choice. It's your choice. Like, there is a way out. I said earlier, if you can see up, you can get up.
Man,
whether somebody is,
I can't wait to come to your conference, and you gonna have everybody in the audience saying, if you can see up, and then we're gonna repeat, then you can get out.
yeah. I mean, this is realism as pure as it gets. You know what I mean? This is as transparency as it is.
I'm taking notes.
Live your life now. Like, live now. I'm not talking about doing, if you want to just do wild and crazy stuff, okay, so be it. But just make sure that when you go to sleep at night, you know that whatever you did, it was forthcoming, or it played a part in producing a better you for tomorrow and for other people.
You know what?
Nothing I do is just about me. Nothing I do is just about me. I remove myself. I'm a vessel. So everything that I do is about my people. But you have to deal with people that you can reach. You can't reach everybody on your time scale. There's a bus. There's a bus that comes through neighborhoods, not a school bus, but I'm talking about like a city bus. Just consider a city bus. You've seen movies. They have a bus stop.
Yeah.
That bus has a bus schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Either you at the bus stop, the bus is going to be there to take you to the next level. But if you're not at the bus stop at that time, you're going to miss the bus. You got a choice whether you're going to come back tomorrow and be on time or be early. It's better to be early than it is to be late, you know. But you have the choice to do that, or you just say, you know what, forget this bus. Forget it. Forget where this bus was going to take me, you know, and I'll just settle and be where I am in life. So I chose not to be there because I could have very easily done that. I felt like I had the experiences to make me want to just quit and give up. But so I relate to people that can't quite get it. I'm just telling you that there has to be something bigger than you. It has to be an outside source that's bigger than you to compel you to move your butt. Like, move, because if you don't, life will run over you, and you will be that 80, if you live that long, you'll be 80, 90 years old and slumped over, and you sitting and you looking at everybody and you say, I wish I could have, I don't want to be that person.
Okay.
I don't. Because I feel like the time that I've already cooked, I can't get that back. So what I got in front of me, oh man, I'm finna live it up. So if somebody want to join me, come on and join me, man.
Okay.
It's plenty of room. It's plenty of room in the end. So
man,
let's go.
I love it. You know what I really love? Like, I mean, I love people, like, for real. And I love being the lifter of their heads. Like, I love to inspire, like, even it don't matter, like, you know, to see them smile or, you know, encourage them. That's so important to me. And because we need it. Like, you can have 30 people in your family, but nobody's encouraging you. And then you meet a stranger and they encourage you within 5 minutes and your life can change. It happens like that. Man, we about to be back. I'm about to be back with the signs on the side of the road.
Go with it. It's impressive to somebody, whether they need it or not. Whether they admit it or not, that's what I should say. It's impressive to some people.
When we was on the phone and the young lady I asked, I said, "How you doing today?" She said, "Can I just be honest?" I said, "Man, yeah, be honest." Like, I love that. Like, yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Tell me the honest stuff. Like, because that's how we gonna get through this. Like, man, stop faking it. She's like, "I don't feel good. I think I got food poisoning." You know, like, my sister, like, man, this stuff is real. Like, we're talking about help. Like, it could be something else, but we got to, like, there's people out here that want to be reached. And I feel like, man, we can't corrupt the gift inside of us. And how do we corrupt it? Is when we don't give it away. It's when we don't operate in our gift. Because if we're given the gift, that means it's supposed to be given to somebody, not for us to hold. Because when we hold it to ourselves, it corrupts us. It's like, man, it's just like, yeah. It does something. It does the opposite effect. You're supposed to be a giver.
How does that correlate back to what I said about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
About being a giver.
He was rewarded something for his accolades, for his talents. He was rewarded something that all, people, at his time, like he's still noted as one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but he gave up something that significantly or signifies his accomplishment. Whereas other people like, man, I would never sell my trophy. I would never sell my ring. I would never. But he thought bigger than himself. So
for the next person.
Go ahead with it.
For the next person.
I want you to expound on that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, my life is for the next person. That's how we get through life. My life, and then like I like what you told me earlier. You was like, the title still held. I can give that away, man. And this could help change somebody's life. I still hold that title. It don't, I mean, when you said that, man, I want to talk. Look, I know we kind of jumping, but man, like,
yep, it don't take nothing away from him. It don't steal none of the record is gonna show.
Oh yeah, let the record show. Oh, that one. That's what you said. Let the and for the record
that he doesn't have those trophies anymore. Or anything like that, because he donated, and that right there is gonna probably ring more true in his legacy than anything.
In his dad,
man, to give up something that you feel like you gained, and you like, this is mine, and
that
you
man
get more by giving.
But that man,
because the lives that he's gonna be able to change by the funds and proceeds or whatever funding that he's pushing out to this organization or community or whatever he's doing, that's big.
That is super big. That is super big. That is big. That's it. Like, man, where's the what they call that thing? Case settled. Boom. Yeah. That's it. Like, for real.
The
like,
gavel,
yeah. I'm like, man, that is it. We are here for one another. Like, man, not for self. Like, I'm gonna hold this hostage. Like, you can't take it with you. Man, give it away. Like, it could change people's lives within your 24-hour. Be the lifter of somebody's head, even if you're going through it, because what you say to somebody could change the direction of their life. Man, I'm telling you, just by holding space with them for a few minutes, it could change something. It can change something. I bear witness.
I'm telling you, I bear witness as well.
Okay.
I'm second that.
Okay. Look.
Witness as well. Yeah.
Victor has been the lifter of my head, man. I'm talking about Lord. Within the last few weeks, man. Y'all, it's real out here. We need one another.
Yep.
And we're here for the people that we're here for.
Yeah.
It's about substance of life. Man, it's about that extended hand. It's man, like what we doing, like, man, like what I talked about. Man, you don't hear people doing that. They're gonna be like, but my grandma, my great grandma started that. A woman, I want to be known as a woman of charity, of compassion, of love.
In the dash.
Man.
You got a beginning and an end. You got a beginning and an end. You got a start date. You got an end date.
Everybody.
Those dates are what they are. You come in, you go out.
It
came in this day, you go out this day. What's gonna matter the most is what you did in the dash. What you did, that little thing. People recognize numbers. They don't. The dash is a symbol. Like, it's just a, but it's the most profound it's the most profound piece of those between numbers
Yep.
and dates. That dash
Sorry.
is what means the most.
Yep.
It's the smallest thing, but it's the biggest thing.
See there, like,
And
man. Woo.
when somebody can look at this person was born on this date. Oh man, they were born in the 50s. Okay, they passed away in the 80s. Okay, you think about the 50s and you think about the 80s, and your mind just like, okay, well, they were born early on. This was probably what was going on. They died when this was probably what was going on. But what that person did in that dash frame, what if that dash was more significant? I mean, it's significant if you look at it from the way we're looking at it, but now we have a timeline. Now people can document their whole lives. Like now people can, because now you got kids now that's been recording or putting content out since babies, and now they're doing it. And now it's not going to show their entire life in its entirety. You know, it don't show all of the. Most people don't show all of the. They just show the highlight reels. You know what I mean? but this thing is so big. Like it's so big because we really. We just in this paradigm. We in the shift. And I'm just saying that people really need to take heed. Take heed to your time. Take heed to your time. Share value with people. Just be a servant, man, of people. Like, just try to love people. And I mean, it's difficult for some folks, but
sometimes
when you got your inner self right, it becomes easier and easier.
That's what I was talking about the other day. Like, man, my heart, like, it won't let me. Like, there's like, you know, a situation might happen, be like, man, you know, but my heart be like, my heart so locked on compassion and love, and it's just like it won't even let me. Like that thought go by so quick, you know, like when you experience something, a hurt, it can turn you bitter, cold, or whatever. And that's not life. That's being caged in and it affects your body. But when we release that, and when we let out the dark so the light can shine, it's powerful. It's so powerful. Like that's what, man, that's what Victor did for me, y'all.
Powerful.
It's powerful.
Powerful. It's power and it's full. When you experience it, you can understand how profound and prolific it is. And it enthuses you because of the power, but the fulfillment of the power is where you really gain momentum. That's where you gain propulsion. That's what really pushes you forward. So, but if you're not exposed to the power or something bigger than yourself, then it's unfortunate that you may be running on fumes. You know what I mean? Because you don't have anything to replace. Once you expose yourself and put it all out there, you don't have anything else to put in to push you forward. So it takes power to move things. And we've all seen power work in our lives because we've all seen things being moved in our lives. And all you got to do is just keep showing up, man. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. It is what it is. We don't get to pick our timelines, and that's what makes me more hungry to live every day and really, really live. I want to thrive in every moment. I want to thrive in every moment because I don't know when it is. I don't know when my time is. We don't know. I mean, everybody thinks they're going to grow old. That's not the truth. And we all know that, and we can all attest to that. We can all definitely attest to that in the last 5 years. Our lives have changed before our eyes. But we didn't think that could happen. We thought that we trusted so much that wouldn't happen. We trusted, but like life will continue to show you and will continue to alarm you and say, hey, you better wake up. I'm right here. Oh, you don't have that time no more. Oh, you had 5 hours ago. Oh, we don't have that anymore. I'm taking that off your list. You better come on with it. Come on with it. Let's thrive. Let's live. Let's grow. Let's glow.
Let's thrive. Let's
And
go.
With that, I'm gonna close it off here. And so, like I said, I hope this is a piece of content that my however long this this world continue to
spin,
to continue to go on, and whatever it's doing, whatever it's doing.
Some say it's spinning, some say it's not.
I don't know if it's spinning, or I don't know, but whatever it's doing, I hope that my generations from now that this may be exposed to some of my great grandchildren or nieces and nephews or whatever the case may be.
I must say, like, man, this video right here must be a very, very important, because, man, you ain't hear the dogs and they right here. This must be good to them.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Yep, sure is. He lying. They like, he lying.
Look, cause one of my dogs, she older. She laying there. She like, he telling the truth. I'm over here aching right now. I got a little ache. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you more, man.
Likewise. Peace and blessings, and continue, man. Continue to keep, man. Just keep that power, keep that energy, man. That that heartbeat, man. The heartbeat and the mental. Just stay in line. Let's keep moving forward, man. I'm saying that to you, but I'm saying it to myself, and I'm saying that to whoever is able to view what we putting down here.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you have a good night.
Good night.
By the way, if anybody is in the need of some financial literacy, you got children, you got teenagers, and you got young adults that are in need of developing credit. You're not really sure how to go about it. Hey, feel free to reach out. I'm offering just free. I'm doing free consultations and helping these young adults build their credit profile so they can move into life, and they don't have to go and pay $5,000 down and $5,000 down, $500 a month with a 32% interest rate on a 2001 Mitsubishi Galant.
Okay. Look, we said the same thing, the Galant. Remember, that used to be the thing. Man, we looking forward to your whenever you're gonna teach around here, like, man.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's like, man. We look like, yeah, we're gonna pull up. We're gonna pull up for you.
Absolutely.
Because we need that. We need that.
Like I say, I don't chase money. Money chase me. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest hack in entrepreneurship. I say people and developing relationships with people is what mean the most to me.
Yeah,
that's what mean the most to me, because just having conversations, man, like you get so much knowledge. I get so much by giving that, like, I try to give more because I keep getting more, and I just be wanting to keep giving more. So yeah, anybody looking to buy a home, start a business, whatever the case may be, you need a job, you need an opportunity, you work from home, whatever, hey, reach out. And I will definitely point you in the right direction.
Yes.
But again, Tashara, I appreciate you sharing this moment with me on your platform, because guess what? In correlation to what we're talking, this 30, 45 minutes, 50 minutes that we've been on, that's 50 minutes that you shared with me that you could have shared with somebody else. We don't get that time back. I'm thankful that we shared this together, and let's keep growing together, okay?
All right.
And yeah, peace out.
Peace, man, in the city and in the world. Bye-bye. Oh, Lord, let me end this right here. I was about to get up. I forgot about y'all. This will be up. Like, man, this is who y'all getting. So once you understand that we family over here, and your girl gonna keep it real, and she gonna show up how she show up as herself, as her authentic self, as I become even more evolved, becoming her. I hope that y'all got something out of this, and April the 10th, we start the 40-day detox. April the 10th, we start the 40-day detox. If you want to start with us, come join us, man. I'll be doing meal plan, giving y'all the meal plan, giving y'all, like, we're going to be doing lives with the meal, the grocery list, all that, the making, just chit chatting, talking about life, man. It's about sharing knowledge. Like, that's one of the, that is dear to me. It's so many things that is dear. It's charity, sharing knowledge, because there's no use for it in the grave. And we see the state of the world is about stepping out and redefining your life for you. Man, I love y'all. Man, I'm so excited about this journey. This next journey that we are gonna be on, because it's a journey. And we know when we take those journeys, sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's tornadoes, sometimes it's, hurricanes and all of that, but we got to keep going, y'all. Man, I love you.